no real way of transitioning into this. Want to kind of bring up Little Durk. Lil Durk's older brother D Thing recently was killed in Chicago, unfortunately. So just from the podcast, we just want to bring up send our condolences, I'll say, nonetheless. And yeah, it's sad nonetheless. I will say that. But
RP.
yeah, RIP. But with that being said, this is actually kind of off the heels of the Voice of the Heroes with Lil Durk and Lil Baby, which was released last week. Um, to me personally, I think it was a good album. It was a good album. I'm still not sure if it lived up to the hype that was surrounded by it, but I did like the album. I share this platform with two people that are not fans of Lil Durk and aggressively talk about their hate for Lil Baby and Lil Durk behind when we aren't recording. So before I say any more, I kind of want to give the floor to these guys because we know I started with the love, but I know you guys got a lot of hate on your hearts today. So
Go ahead, Nigel, man.
So I don't really hate Lil Durk or anything. I'm just not the biggest fan of his music personally. I listened. Okay, I listened to the project when it came out, and I was just like, it sounds like the type of music I would expect them to put out first and foremost. I think when I listen to Lil Baby, he just sounds like just an artist that I like more of the two. I heard maybe a few songs that I, liked, like thoroughly that I'll go back and listen to again. Me personally, it's not for me. If it's just not for me, it's kind of just average. You know what I mean? But it's not necessarily. It doesn't sound bad. It just sounds like something that I'm not searching for or listening to ever. You know what I mean? Like it's just not my shit. It's not.
it's your currency, pretty much.
I mean, if you want to put it like that, I know you hate him, but I don't hate.
I don't hate.
I have no
See,
hate in my
I
heart.
it's impossible.
Not
You
not for
can't
that.
create this narrative that I hate currency.
You do.
And I don't.
When we were
I
at the
was- I
currency
was
show,
just
you were in
wa-
the crowd like you.
I was waiting
you
for
couldn't
Dave
stand it.
because I
I
came
want to
for
listen
Dave
to
East.
Dave East.
Yeah.
Currency was there like that night, and he was doing his thing on stage. You were like, oh, like, all right.
Yeah, it was the reason why I had a hard time driving back
Yeah, oh
home
my
that night.
God, that's we have to tell a story another day. that was an interesting night. Shouts out to
Yeah.
that night. Yo.
Yeah, man. Listen, man, I was so tired. I was so tired from the show
God.
that I had a hard time. But nonetheless, so like you said though, like you hate Dirk and you're not a big fan of you're not a big fan of this album. How about yourself, Lau? What's your opinion? Similar? Cool. So personally,
Wow. Go ahead, Lyle.
Hey man, Spencer, he's the man on this topic. I know. Look, man. So listeners, me and Nigel and Nigel, Spence, and I, to be, more correct with my grammar, we all have different tastes in music, but we also have similar tastes in music. When it comes to the auto tune, die hard auto tune. I'm not an R&B singer because I can't sing, I can't rap, so I use auto tune. These are Spence's type of artists, and what I will say is like I like Lil Baby, I do. So when it comes, the reason why I listen to the Voice of the Heroes is mainly to listen to Lil Baby. And Lil Durk, okay, cool. But my
another
verdict,
avid hater.
I'm not an avid hater, but I thought this album sounded like one big ass song. I thought like a lot of the songs sounded very similar. Also, a lot of songs sounded like, hey, we have shit in the vault. Just put this on this project. And if that was never the case, then wow, because I just didn't think this album was that great. There was a couple songs on there that was cool. Like I like that Travis Scott song. That song was pretty cool. But like overall, I was just like, yeah, man, I could frisbee this. This is not something that it's not album of the year as some diehard fans would say. And but to Nigel's point, some people just when they're listening to this is what they're expecting. This is what they like. They like just the severe hardcore not rapping autotune shit. And shouts out to them because it's going to keep making them money and keep doing it until the wheels fall off. So The Voice of the Heroes is not a favorite album of mine. But believe it or not, I don't think this album is trash. I don't think it's trash. It's just, I don't think it's that great.
I don't. Okay.
Go ahead, Spence.
No. I
them.
mean, no, it's not even a defending thing. I mean, you guys have your own taste, but I will say this. I mean, personally, I think this was a good album. I think the way we listen to and digest music is just differently. I think that's across the board, even with the same music that we like. Because to me personally, from what I listen to when I listen to Durk, and I'm not the biggest Lil Baby fan. I'm more of a Durk fan, if anything. That was the reason why I was at this, why I came to listen to this album more of. Don't get me wrong, I think Lil Baby's been having like some really great verses this year. I think in the genre that he's in, I think him and Durk make the most sense because they've pretty much had some of the best features this year in their respective genre. But yeah, like, I mean, they had a lot of things. They talked about different things, but I think to me, more or less, when it comes to the music, is based off. I don't know. To me, I hear it. To me, when I listen to the music, I hear the emotion of whatever the artist is trying to get out. So personally, I think it was a good album. I mean, hey, some people gonna love you, some people gonna hate you, and like they always say, like if you don't have anybody hating you, you're not doing something right. So clearly, Lil Baby, Lil Durk, you got two guys here that hate you very badly. So
and there's also people called sheep. They're just so there's sheep people there too. So like they're just brainwashed and all that. So you have that out there as well. So you got haters and you got sheep. So
I mean, then you have people that have like they're actually the measuring stick of taste. So I mean,
according to people outside of us, they're saying the album was mid. Every song
listen.
So I'm just saying, man.
Listen, bro. I said it was a good album. I didn't say it was a great album. I said it was a good album.
And that's the thing, man. You said it was a good album, and that's okay. And
you said it wasn't a bad album, though.
I said it wasn't a bad album. I said it wasn't trash.
What's the opposite of bad?
Good. I don't think it was a good album, but I don't think it was trash. It's not so black and white.
I mean, you can live in a gray area if that's what you prefer. I'm
just saying, like, it's not like, oh my God, like this is going to win the Razzie Award for worst album of the year. No, but it's not. I think the album was overhyped. I do think that a lot of the songs in there sound very similar. There was like a 6 to 7 song stretch where the songs just sounded like the same fucking song. I'm just like, wow, like you could have removed all that shit. That could have been a 8 to 10 track project, and it probably would have been a lot better. It reminds me of Waka Flocka's
okay.
Listen. His first what was Waka Flocka's first studio album? The one with that had all the hits on it.
Flockavelli?
No. Oh, was it Flockavelli?
It might have been.
So the problem with that album, it was like 20 plus tracks, right? So there was a lot of garbage on there. If Waka Flocka dialed it down to like 12 tracks, it would have been considered one of the hardest trap albums of all time, because like the first half of actually I should say half, but like throughout the album, you would hear like, okay, these are the hits that we know. Oh, let's do it. Then it was like,
this was a good ass. I didn't realize the singles off of this. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit on here.
You talk about Flockavelli?
Yeah. Let's do it.
There's a lot of shit on here.
Hard in the Paint, No Hands, Groove Street Party.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you cut it out to 12 tracks, it would have been like near perfect for his genre of music. And maybe this is the downfall of the Voice of the Mid. Like, it's just so many fucking
wow. Wow.
Yo.
Wow.
That shit's funny.
That might as well be the title for this week, man.
Yeah.
Yo,
I don't
but
know,
like,
man. It was average, man. Like that's just
It was
what it
okay.
was.
in my opinion, right? Because you have your own opinion, and 90% of other people think this mid as well. The 10% think it's album of the year, and I get that, bro.
Yeah.
What I'm saying though is just like it wasn't my cup of tea, and I hope that Lil Baby and Lil Durk, when they put out their next solo efforts, it just crap all over the Voice of the Heroes.
Well, I think I do believe that whatever the solo project will actually be better than the Voice of the Heroes. I will say that I do believe I think your math was a little off, where it probably is the other way around. So like I'm quite sure 90% of the people will be even more in store for what's to come from them individually. I do think this was a good album. Not